What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over job fairs and what to expect from them. The first piece of advice that I got for anybody is to research a job fair and also look for the time and date. So you could go on Google, Facebook, Instagram, wherever their company's at. You just put oil field job fairs, anything of that nature, and it should pop out either in your state or in Texas. But from my experience, I've seen more of them in Texas, but it could be also in your area. So it all depends on what you're looking for and where are you looking to work at. The second one will be the date and time, so that way you know, and to have a pre-plan of how you're gonna get there, and if you have to drive, you also have to make it there in time and such. So that's that for the first one. Now for the second step, to research the companies. I say this because of the fact that there's not only going to be oil companies in there, there's also going to be electrical companies, fracking companies, which I know it's still the same thing, but it might not be for your field of work that you're looking for. There's also electricians, city work, all types of stuff in there. So you always want to do research ahead of time of your company. It doesn't have to be in depth, just like the basic knowledge of the company. And also research the positions that they could offer you. You don't want to go in there looking like, oh, well, what positions do you have? Because, I mean, it's not going to look really good with the recruiter that you're just showing up there. I mean, yeah, you want to work, but you don't have, like, a basic understanding of what they offer. Now, for the third one, it's going to be to bring a resume. I say bring a resume because of the fact, that it makes you look more professional overall. Sure, they're going to give you an application for you to fill out, but you could still be able to give them a resume with your previous experience and previous employers, and overall it just makes you look a lot cleaner, makes you stand out from somebody that's just showing up empty-handed and basically doing what you're doing. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a advantage in a way, you could say, by talking to the recruiter and making it seem more reliable. For the fourth and final step, which I cannot stress enough for my first job fair that I went to, is to get there real early. I'm talking real early. I got there the event started at 8. I got there around 6:30 or so. And by the time I got off, there was already people waiting in line. If I'm not mistaken, there was about 20 people already ahead of me. That really gets you thinking of how big these job fairs or events are. And not to mention that I got there at 8, filled out a couple applications, turning a couple resumes, and by the time I came out, it was already like 11:30 to 12. By the time it was like four companies or so that I applied for. And by the time I came out, I kid you not, I came out and the line was already almost around the whole building. It was like filled with people. So you want to get there real early to get a head start of everybody, because I thought it was just going to be a small little, people trying to get a job and such, but I'm telling you, those people or the recruiters, they probably left with like either 3 to 4 boxes full of applications. So just imagine that. If you don't bring a resume, you're not going to be able to stand out. So I applied for companies. So now it's just a waiting game, you could say, until I hear something. And, I have some other ones, dress code. I mean, it is a hiring event. So, I mean, some people did go in work clothes, which is fine. But, I mean, you're trying to look good for your employer, even though it's going to be for the oil field. At least wear something, if it's not your Sunday's vest, wear something casual, you could say. So that way, you just look more presentable in a way. The other one is make connections. Because you're not only going in there for the job fair. In that job fair, there's people with past experience, past knowledge or current knowledge if you're new without experience. And they have possibly connections to get you out there. You never know who you're going to meet in those events. You're going to talk to people that already have experience, so they could give you, if you have questions about something, like, hey, if you could be able to guide me or give me some advice on what to do, this is the best place to get connections. Because I'm telling you, when I went in there, I met a lot of people. Yeah, so basically when you're in there, you have to make connections. You have to get out of your comfort zone, if that's not your comfort zone, talking to people, and you have to make connections. That's how you get out there. So as of right now, we applied for 4 companies. So I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes as well. But this is my advice on the job fairs. So remember, just research the job fair, lock in a date and time, research the company, research the job, bring a resume. Really advise you to do that, because it just overall it prepares you for the future. Just in case you have to get a new job or something, you already have everything down and your employer can see what you're doing already. And the 4th one, get there real early to avoid waiting in line and catching the recruiters kind of stressed out. Because I mean, imagine there was probably about 500 people that went into this event, and this was just the recent one in Odessa. So I mean, other than that, guys, this is my advice for you guys. It might not be the same experience for you, but this is overall what I've learned through my past 2 job fairs that they've been having for the oil field. So I'll keep you guys updated. Catch you guys on the next one.